doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Brothers Breaking Bread podcast in the house. Hey!
We'll have a little potluck. Have everybody over. It'll be good.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's not just talk about it.
This is a beautiful thing, man. Just all this blackness, and we all just getting together. We playing dominoes, we eating, we drinking.
And, you know, food is always just the extra, man.
They deprive these people of their basic human rights. You know, and we call ourselves Americans. We're supposed to be above all this.
They'll fake the crisis. They'll make it seem way out of proportion.
We brothers, we breaking bread.
How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Trying to hold it all together, man. Life is moving fast right now, man. So it's good to have everybody come through.
I love that, man. I love it a lot. More than I could say to you guys.
Senate Republicans rejected a mid-trial effort to call witnesses and documents on Friday, paving the way for President Trump's acquittal on 2 articles of impeachment passed by the House. Senators voted 51-49, with Republican Senators Mitt Romney and Susan Collins breaking ranks to join Democrats in voting for witnesses. 51 votes were needed to approve witnesses. The vote is a significant win for Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Trump, letting them bypass a messy floor fight over hearing testimony from former National Security Advisor John Bolton and other witnesses.
Fuck Mitch. Anyway,
Fuck democracy, nigga. Fuck the justice system.
I don't want to be on the stain. It's basically what that motherfucker's saying.
What?
I hope John Bolton's book drop and it say this nigga did everything they said he did.
Everything.
Right.
I hope his book drop and it's just tell
Hope he
all.
got PDFs in that motherfucker, dog.
Okay.
Just
I
pictures
hope it
of
come
shit.
with an audio file, nigga.
Audio file.
Because everybody didn't tape the fucking president, man. I probably got tape on the president. I don't even know.
Wow.
But we called it, dog. Like, we said it's gonna, but we also said let the process happen, and that way the stain is there.
Well, it's happened.
It happened.
Because them motherfuckers trying to rush this bitch so this nigga can be free and clear. So he can declare victory on the 4th at the State of the Union address.
Like a first round draft pick getting his high school sweetheart pregnant. Rushed her right to the motherfucking abortion clinic, nigga.
Exactly.
Get it out. Get it out. Anyway, so this is our government at work. So we got that out the way. Hold on.
Man, that's just a sham. Number one, it's a what do you call that thing? A kangaroo court. Right?
Kangaroo court.
Yeah.
But like, how can you have a trial if there are no witnesses or no evidence? That's not a trial. I don't know what that is.
See what they trying to act like this. So you have courts that have original jurisdiction.
Yeah.
We got a federal court in downtown Kansas City, but then there's an appellate court where all the the federal courts in the region appeal to that court, and that court's in St. Louis. And so that court has 3 judges on it, and it may not hear original testimony. They're just going to look at the case log of what happened with the original court and see
the appellate
court. I'm saying the appellate court is going to look at what the original court did and see did they handle the points of law correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And may overturn it based on the points of law. They don't necessarily need new witnesses. They're gonna look over the evidence that happened at the original trial. They don't need to have. They're not gonna have witnesses at the appellate court. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so what I'm saying to you, the Senate is acting as if they're an appellate court.
Okay.
They're saying the trial happened in the House of Representatives.
Yep.
And so they're just gonna go on the case law that happened in the House, and they're gonna look at it and they're gonna say, oh, well, I read the transcript of what happened over there. It doesn't raise to the bar of something impeachable. Case dismissed. You know what I'm saying? We're going to overturn.
So that's why they just keep saying no more witnesses. We've already heard enough.
Right.
Enough testimony and so on.
But that's not what the Constitution says.
Right.
The Constitution says the House of Representatives has the sole power of impeachment. Impeachment is like an indictment.
Basically.
And it says the Senate has the sole power to try impeachments. The trial is to be held in the Senate. Right. They're acting like the House was having a trial. The House was having a hearing, an indictment. Right. They are supposed to have like the grand jury. Yeah. They're supposed to be like the jury, but they're not acting like it. They're acting like an appellate court. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right. And so, I think it's unconstitutional. Right. One, I think they need to have. I think they need to be forthright. I think there needs to be sunshine. I think they need to have these things in the light of day. Mm-hmm. To have these things done in the darkness is cowardly.
So, whose dick is Mitch McConnell sucking? That's all I want to know. Because
yes.
Oh, we know that. Come on, we already know.
I mean, because this whole bullshit. It's just like it's glossed over. Like the House brings up articles of impeachment, brings it forward to the Senate, and the Senate basically said, well, since we're the majority, he's a Republican president, so to speak. We're just gonna gloss over the fact that this motherfucker has evidence against him. But
Mitch told you who he was when Barack was in the White House.
Basically, he was, because basically he said he wants this nigga one term.
No, fuck the other side. That's what he's about. Fuck the other side. Above everything else.
They are for the Republican Party. They don't give a shit about the Constitution.
Nope.
No.
They don't give a shit about American democracy.
Nope.
No.
They don't give a shit about the American justice system.
No.
Nah, they're about the Republican.
Trump is playing that shit to the motherfucking hilt.
Well, duh. Come on, man. They're supposed to. That's what it does. So what I'm saying to you is this: it's supposed to be checks and balances.
Right.
I'm saying to you that the executive branch is the executive branch. They're supposed to be co-equal. Listen, let me say it, man.
Go ahead.
The executive branch is the executive branch. The legislative branch is supposed to be the co-equal to the executive. But these dudes are not acting like they are checks to the president, like they are co-equals with the president. They're acting like they're his lackey. They're so worried about this dude saying something negative about them, and it's going to affect them, I don't know, politically down the road. Now, if you just got elected into the House and you're a Republican, you have a 6-year term.
Yep.
You're not going to have to run again to 2024.
Yep.
Guess who will not be running for president in 2024?
Fat Nixon.
That orange motherfucker.
Fat Nixon.
He will no longer be the occupant.
Right.
That nigga cannot run after 2024. We have something called the 22nd Amendment, which precludes him from running for a third term. So if this motherfucker was lucky enough to win another term, he will not be running in 2024. Why the fuck are you worried about what this nigga got to say? You supposed to be a senator. You supposed to be above that shit. You're supposed to be protecting the Constitution.
We hope.
And so that's the question, right? Like, what are you worried about? Like, what is it? What
can amendments be changed?
Does he have something over your head? Like, what the fuck is it that these people won't respect the country that they profess that they love and the laws, that we abide by?
Shit,
what is it?
I would say to you, Zeb, that people do love the country. They love a certain idea of what the country should be. Whiteness for all, and fuck everything else. It should be American imperialism, wars everywhere. If you ain't a Christian nation and you say anything bad about our nation, we will send our soldiers there to rain havoc upon you.
But see, the thing about that, Stork, that's
unconstitutional.
Not only unconstitutional,
it's unconstitutional, but like we just said, though, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about the Constitution. I get it. I agree with y'all. It is unconstitutional, but as you pointed out very well, Joe, they don't give a fuck about the Constitution.
Right. But see, if everybody vote, man, you will find out that that's the fucking minority.
But once
that's
again,
saying this bullshit.
but we're slowly getting there. If you do a good enough job, and then the other side is so scattered that they can't even get together to vote they can't even decide on the nigga that's supposed to meet in the ring. That's where we at right now in the Democratic Party. We can't even decide on the nigga that's supposed to fight him.
Yeah.
Well, nigga, shit, the fucking Republican. Nah, don't do that, because Trump wasn't the presumptive nominee since we walked into Iowa.
I'm saying, I get that. We can go back in time, Joe. That's fine. But right now, what we looking at? That's what I'm saying. We can go back in time and say Trump wasn't that.
Vote. The people ain't had no say. They ain't gonna have no say till next month.
That's fine.
So may I ask? And you know, whatever you can, whoever. If you don't want to answer, you cannot. Who would you like to be the candidate?
I'll vote for anybody.
Cardboard, LeBron James cutout.
They know. Joe heard me. Joe, we listening to your boy. I don't give a fuck. The thing is, though, yes, Trump wasn't that guy, but at the same point in time, on the Democratic side, people getting their feelings and they say, "Well, fuck it, I'm taking my ball and going home. I ain't voting for this nigga." And yes, yes, Hillary or whoever may have more of the popular vote, but we know that ain't how it play out.
No.
Hey, y'all need to go back and listen to the classic episode that just got published.
I'll go back and listen.
Nah, I'm talking about you. You already know we was there.
I know.
Fucking the Chinaman.
Fucking Chinaman.
where we had the classic argument, man, about who was responsible for Trump winning.
And we can go back and forth. That's fine. All I'm saying is, in the early polls, the Bernie bros have only 53% have said that if Bernie doesn't get the nomination, that they'll vote for whoever.
Right.
Only 53% have said that off top,
which is not enough to.
Well, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. He's gonna get the nomination this time, so don't worry about it.
I hope so. But once again, if he don't, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's when I say we can't even get on. Niggas can't even say that it's fucked up enough that this fat motherfucker is in the White House and fucking everything up. That I don't agree with Joe. I don't agree with Warren. I don't agree with this nigga. They all say suspect shit. They all got suspect past, whether it be Pocahontas, whether it be fucking Bernie and him saying that, Wallace had some things he was misunderstood, whether it be Joe Biden stumbling and bumbling and seeing like he's half drunk half the fucking time. But can't nobody say we need to get this nigga out the White House and figure it out after that. Can't nobody say that shit. Nobody. Only 53% of the niggas polled who are your supporters said, yes, we will vote for whoever else gets the nomination. That's a problem, Joe. I'm sorry.
What else? What's Warren and Biden's and Buttigieg? What's their?
I don't even worry about Buttigieg. That nigga's not.
Okay, so Warren and Biden then, what's their the same? What's the same polls like? The same, like what are people that support them?
I don't think there's a poll out there because there isn't a Biden bro. There isn't a Warren sis. There is a Bernie bro who can be very toxic when it comes to dealing with in the Democratic Party. And like I said, I have nothing to get Bernie. It's his fucking stands that annoy the fuck out of me. Because you can't point out nothing wrong this nigga did without them niggas being like, I said one thing. I ain't even hashtag Bernie, hashtag nothing. Nigga, I had to block 20 people in like 5 minutes.
Damn.
But I say shit about Warren, I say shit about Biden. Don't nobody say shit.
Yeah. I might want to vote for Bloomberg.
No, fuck Bloomberg. That nigga's a Republican in sheep's clothing, bro. And wolf's clothing, whatever the fucking clothing is. That nigga was a Republican for how many years?
Yeah,
He was a Republican for I don't know how many years. And then his video, I don't take donations from nigga. You a goddamn billionaire. Of course you ain't gotta take no goddamn donations from nobody, nigga. Are you serious?
Well, that's the same rhetoric Trump started out with too.
Huh?
Yeah. So that's the exact same rhetoric Trump started out with. Talking about I don't take donations, I don't need them. And then what he do?
Yeah.
Well,
And then what he do? He took donations.
We know he taking donations, nigga.
He taking donations now. Bankrupt motherfucker.
I don't know. Answer your question, Zeb. Like, they all had to meet, but that's the thing though. Like here on this podcast, we are like for the most part we have various degrees of disagreement, and I think because for the most part we agree. When we do disagree, we get heated, as you have heard, things like that, because it's like, oh wow, we don't agree on this thing. But I think we are all like, even like with Joe and James, like not the biggest fans of Hillary. They still would not vote for Hillary, and I would have still voted for Bernie, because it's like, okay, I don't agree with certain things here, and here, but I know that nigga way better than the nigga I got in the White House right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was with Bernie last time, and I voted for Hillary.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. But I think we all, it's like, people gotta see. It's like, yeah, your guy didn't get the nod. I get it. Your guy didn't get the all-star vote.
Get this motherfucker out.
Yeah, your guy didn't get the all-star vote, but the nigga that you about to vote for is still a pretty good score. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
See,
the nigga you about to vote for still get buckets. He may not.
See, I don't understand why people's eyes are so fucking closed though. Because
if you look at the, I think because we all here have a common thing. We're all black men.
True.
And most people on the show are all people of color. So I think a lot of times you get people who are not. Because even my friend, I have a good friend who was. She's a woman, but she still falls under that Bernie bro category. She's a white woman. So I'm like, you understand a lot of things that you're like, well, fuck this. You're not going to be affected, but you have biracial children.
Right.
Who, you got a son who's big as fuck that is going to be affected and looked at by some of these policies. You understand this, right?
Right.
Well, I'm like, okay, whatever. That's fine. When your son get hit upside the head with a fucking billy club, I'm gonna be like, that's cool. We'll talk about it on the podcast, maybe. I don't know. But I think a lot of time it boils down to it's that thing of, yeah, I'm in the fight, but at the end of the day, a lot of these policies ain't gonna affect me. I'm saying,
and that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Stupid,
man.
but like right now, with this wedding coming up, like Trump's talking about this, specifically this Nigerian ban, right? So there are people who wanted to come to this wedding in Houston who may not get to come. You know what I'm saying? So it's like things that are affecting my household, but not even that. Not even a wedding though. People who normally come back and forth that out of family knows, who are family members that come and visit and they go back to Nigeria, may not get to come this year because of this Nigerian. Like, there are things like that are so much bigger, but that if I ain't got to deal with it, ain't my problem.
See. And that's what I don't understand, man. I mean, these people who didn't vote in the last election and shit like that don't even see the impact that this orange motherfucker is causing to the United States, man. Because I mean, shit. I mean, now you got this ban, you got the Nigerian ban, then you got other policies that he, supports that are against.
I heard they put a ban on people from Brazil.
See,
like, with the Mexico shit, like you gotta wait in Mexico to before you can for your hearing for like asylum or whatnot.
Which is stupid. That is the stupidest shit I ever heard.
But it started off with just the Mexicans. And this ain't even talking about the bans that you were talking about, the international, with the Arabs or with the Muslim countries and some African countries and whatnot.
Right.
This is just the it started off with the Mexicans, and then it went to like Guatemala and Ecuador and blah blah blah. Now it's all the way down to Brazil, which is in South America. You know what I mean?
And also now they're talking about, but then also now they're trying to introduce with the green card, like certain laws that say you have to meet a certain financial status or quota to even be considered or fall into that for your green card. And my thing is like as a soldier, as someone like, and me and Joe talked about it, I do have some conservative leaning. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not independent. I'm not Republican. I'm just a nigga that like, okay, these people for the most part check more boxes, and they happen to be Democrat, right? Cool. Mm-hmm. So as a soldier, I do get like security of the nation, security of the country, but it seems to me though, it's like it's awful strange that you don't really have these laws when it comes to European countries. It seems to be countries that have brown or black people. Nigeria, which has a very large Muslim population, it seems to be these are the countries that we say can't come. Even though no matter the fact that we have like large trade agreements and other things as far as I know trade is a big thing as far as with Nigeria, very large population there. But it's just like it's weird that it only seems to be brown and black countries that get affected by these bans.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said something I think the first time, and I agree with what you were saying. And I said something the first time I was on the Triple B podcast, Brothers Breaking Bread. You know what I mean? Right. I said that I didn't think that Donald Trump was a racist. Is a racist. You remember that? Y'all remember
I remember that, but and I still disagree.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. And I disagree with it also.
Okay. Brother. Welcome.
So,
welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to the right side. Go ahead.
What I was because I said that I have been thinking about it for like a few days, if not longer, before I said it on the podcast, which I wasn't even expecting, to even talk about. But so I don't know. You said something about Nigerians and money and blah blah blah. Look, I don't even. Yeah. Okay. So the motherfucker is a racist, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if a black motherfucker can make a money, he's not a racist. Now he's gonna exploit that shit, and he's gonna, you know what I mean? So like, this shit's just it's fucked up for everybody that, for most people at least, that it's not but in that socioeconomic situation, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, most black people, most minorities are not, we don't inhabit a certain, higher socioeconomic class or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So of course we're gonna get caught up in that whole, in the results of these policies and whatnot that, not only this president but many other presidents, have put forth, have signed into law or whatnot. But man, like, just the whole shit is corrupt. So when you start to, it can be broken down into terms of race and ethnicity and whatnot. But at the same time, that's not how they looking at it. I don't really think.
Well, no, but
I really don't think that they give a fuck.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but a racist has never cared about who makes them money. So I think you gotta be very careful when you say that, because like slave owners, I don't give a fuck who picking my cotton as long as it gets picked. It just so happens to be that black people, who I think are less than, who don't look like me, I also don't feel bad beating the shit out of them if they don't bring me the appropriate amount of cotton. So a racist ain't never cared about who raised their children, who fucking breastfeeds their children, as long as it's done. Yeah, as long as it's done for free, for the most part. As long as you're making me a fucking profit, I don't give a fuck if you black. And also, you being black makes it much easier for me to look down upon you and treat you less than if you do not bring me the appropriate amount of goods or meet a demand that I think needs to be met.
And so, if that's the case, then do they give a fuck about anybody else?
But then you start talking about. I think Donald Trump is both like, a racist and a class.
If you can serve their purpose.
Right.
Because that's what I hear. That's what I hear is that you're saying, like, racists don't give a fuck about, like, as long as you can serve their purpose,
Right, but
As long as you can.
I think Donald Trump is, well, he suffers the fate of most rich white men who, for the most part, to me, I shouldn't say most, a lot of rich white men who are both racist and classist. Like, yeah, I don't fuck with brown black people, but I also for sure don't fuck with poor white people. Because you can't do nothing for me unless you working for me.
I think that's what I was saying, sir.
Okay, I agree. I agree. But I think also, but also still, I think they tend to, even if you're
there's a very racial component to it.
If you're a rich black person, you're still gonna be less than the same rich white person who you might make the same amount of money than. You might be richer than that motherfucking white person, but you're still gonna be frowned upon more than. Because you're black.
Well, yeah, man. Look, we live in the United States of America, right? And is this my phone causing this noise?
Somebody about to land an aircraft or some shit. I don't know what.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
Is somebody's heat turn on? I don't know what's going on. You know what? You know what?
Yeah. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, we keep moving. Real quick, they shoot niggas in Maryland who were handcuffed in the back of the car. Y'all be careful out there in Maryland.
No, they didn't shoot the last one. They just broke his fucking back or some shit.
Oh, you talking about old boy in the Maryland, Baltimore.
They didn't shoot him. They didn't shoot him.
Yeah. This man was handcuffed, seatbelt on, back of police car, and somehow now he's dead. He got shot by another black cop. So once again, yeah.
Once again,
I don't get it. And people say, "Oh well, he's a black cop, so it can't be racism." It may not be racist, but there are a lot of black people who think less of niggas.
What was it like? When did this happen? I don't know.
This happened January 27th.
January 27th. So that was what, about 3-4 days ago.
3-4 days ago, yeah.
And what was the? I mean, obviously there is no justification for shooting somebody that's handcuffed in the back of a fucking police car.
Nope.
But just out of curiosity,
handcuffed and had a seatbelt across him.
You know,
they said that he was hound drugs. That's how they said.
He was hound drugs.
The cop?
No, probably, but the suspect.
Yeah, it sounds more like the cop.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because you got him in handcuffs, so there's nothing else he could do except beat himself to death.
He's in the back of a cop car.
And he's back in the cop.
And his name was William Green. That's the name of the man. That's the name of the man that was murdered.
Murdered
by Corporal Michael Owen Jr.
Yeah. Okay.
But here's the thing: 10-year veteran of the force, so not some newbie.
So in other words, he knew better. Go ahead.
I don't know. So I mean, we talked about a lot. I'm gonna move on to happier topic. But yeah, we'll talk about it more as it unfolds. And it's not lost on me that.
Well, no, hold on. Wait a minute. If you don't mind,
Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That thing needs to be addressed, though, man. Like, I mean, because as somebody, as it was said earlier, like, we're all black men.
Yep.
And so that's something that needs to be addressed, man. That there was a black police officer that that killed that black man. In the back of a police car under those circumstances, and once again, I don't know the details and whatnot. But
here I will tell you. I will read this to you. Police received a call about a traffic accident in the area of St. Barnabas. I don't know these. You niggas know me in words. But Barnabas Road at Winston Street in Temple Hills about 7:20 p.m. Monday. Police said.
That's Barnabas, but okay.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. But witnesses told Owen and another officer that the man had struck their vehicles. Officers found the suspected driver, 43-year-old William Howard Green of Southeast D.C., sleeping in his car nearby. Police said. Police officers believe he was impaired, moved him from his car, handcuffed him behind his back, and put him in the front passenger seat of Owens' cruiser while waiting for a drug recognition expert to arrive, police said. Owen got in the driver's seat next to Green. Putting the suspect in the front of a cruiser does not have a partition between the front and the back seats, allows the officer to make control of the suspect, Stonewowski said. A witness said he heard gunshots about 5 to 10 minutes later and went to the cruiser and saw Green still handcuffed and in the passenger seat and suffering from gunshot wounds, according to court documents.
So what do you think? I mean, what? I'm at a loss.
Now they're saying it's unclear if Green was buckled into the seat, as police reported Monday night. They changed the story. Stanowski said, and PCP does not appear to be the cause of erratic driving, as police reported the officer suspected. So now they're changing the story too. That they said he was on drugs. Now they're saying he's not, or he was not.
So is it the powers? Is it the authority, the feeling of authority, or
I don't know.
What
so
the
like,
fuck? Is it fear?
I don't know. So like,
scared? Like what the fuck?
Okay.
I think two things. Maybe they say he was passed out sleeping, so I don't know, maybe he woke up, said some shit. Maybe he spit on old boy. I don't know.
It don't matter. I
don't know.
Exactly. Thank you.
No. I was just trying to answer the question. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The nigga's handcuffed. I don't know.
There's the thing. There's one. That's the issue right there. He's handcuffed. The nigga's handcuffed in the front. I don't give a fuck. It's in the back of the cruiser or the front.
Back front on the fucking.
That motherfucker been on the hood, strapped to the hood. The motherfucker is detained when he has handcuffs on him behind his back. The suspect is detained. Okay, that's
a man told News 4 that Green was in the squad car for a while before shots were fired, maybe 25, 30 minutes max, he said. Video obtained by News 4 shows officers dragging Green out of the squad car with his hands still cuffed behind his back. They dragged him out and left him on the ground, his fiancée said. He's still in handcuffs with his hands behind his back. They didn't even have the decency to take the handcuffs off of this man they just shot. The handcuffs were removed when paramedics arrived. Of course, the officer did not have a body camera, police said.
Well, of course not. Because why would you have to film you fucking up?
And back to something we covered, man, with, I can't breathe. Who's it? Alton. So many names now. My name today.
Yeah.
Alton Sterling.
Eric Garner.
There you go. Thank you. I am here. My loved one is dragged out of your car. You put him in there in handcuffs, and now you take him out of your car, still in handcuffs. Now he's shot.
Right.
But does this also? I don't know. I'm just fucking freestyle. I'm just thinking off the top of my head at the moment. Because of this particular situation with, I'll speak in academic terms, an African-American police officer shooting another African-American civilian.
So two things. I don't think it matters.
Do you think like
no,
kind of like the gang mentality almost? Like that's not what I mean, like the gang mentality, but just how, like, so in America, so I was thinking like, the Black Lives Matter movement, right?
Right.
And how motherfuckers talk about Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter and so forth and so on, which of course is true. I don't disagree with any of that. But the only reason that there is a movement with the original Lives Matter movement, as far as I know at least, is the Black Lives Matter movement, is because black lives don't really matter a whole lot.
I agree.
And so when you look at the gang mentality, right, and how amongst what it has been called black on black crime and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like,
which is a fallacy.
There's a certain element And so is it a similar or a same mentality, or I'm trying to understand it myself.
I
you know
think,
what I'm saying? I'm just asking.
I think shitty people become cops, whether they're black or white. They have a thing
That is
where they
definitely
love
true.
they love power. Not all
Exactly.
cops. Not all cops, but there's seems to be more than enough, whether they're black or white. I think there sometimes you have. But also, we don't know what happened in that squad car, but you also see it. Even though I know it's a movie, but there are, like we said, there are black people who look down upon other black people who they think are less or are making the race look bad to the white gaze that scene in Boys in the Hood. Was that Boys in the Hood? Yeah, we talk about I hate you little niggas. And fucking
Boys
all
in
this
the
other
Hood,
shit. Because there are black people who frown upon, like Bill Cosby to me is one of the most famous ones, who shamed a certain degree of blackness because he didn't like how it looked and appeared to the white gaze.
All right.
But also the other side of it too.
What do gay people have to do with it though?
I said the white gaze.
Just out of curiosity.
The white look, the white gaze. GAZE, not gaze. GAY.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
My bad.
I was like, what the fuck do gay people have to do with this?
Yeah, no.
No.
But also though, the other side of it to me was I thought like it's not funny, but I knew he was black because they immediately had already said we're going to charge him with murder less than a day after this incident happened or after the shooting happened.
You don't know that.
So it's like it's like
How swift justice was.
You know what I'm saying, but it and I think I don't know if it was Joe or James said in our chat group that like I wish they moved as quickly in all these proceedings when things like this happen.
Now. A white person shoot a black cop, a black suspect. Now.
You know, you talking about
you talking
about when a white cop breaks into a nigga's home and shoots them?
When a white cop shoots a nigga on the streets. Now, that might have been justified, even though he was handcuffed and he had no weapon on him and he didn't look like he was threatening. Now, hold on. We're just going to go ahead and suspend it with pay until the investigation is done.
And I don't know. Like I said, I don't know.
I mean, that's just it.
I don't know.
But that's what happens often, man. You see it in the news.
I don't
have it
often though, but I've also been in police cruises before when both my parents are cops. Even if there's like even if they have like their shotgun or their large weapon up front, it's locked or it should be locked. It should be secured. You shouldn't be putting the suspect inside your vehicle with a weapon that's not secured or locked. Your own. So even if there's not a partition, you still have the radio and all that other shit that's mounted there in between. And if you're handcuffed, you ain't this nigga ain't motherfucking John Wick. He ain't fucking flipping out of handcuffs. This is a nigga that was either tired, drunk, or high. Because they said they found him asleep in the vehicle. Okay. Flipping out of handcuffs or whatever they had him in. I guess I'm supposed to believe he was about to jack this cop for his handgun?
Yeah. Right.
While he was handcuffed?
Right. Or he could have had a medical condition. We don't know.
Who knows?
All I know is he had bullets in him.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he had a medical condition, all right, that all of us have when we get shot. Death.
Right, bullets. Death.
If you get shot enough times, you will die.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
fucking Biggie.
So I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know. Like you said, gang mentality. A certain section of like even I saw like when I went out to Overland Park, right? When I was going to Blue Valley North after I left Ruskin, and the black people out there knew I came from Ruskin, even though we all going to the same high school.
Oh, you talking about Ruskin High School?
Yeah, Ruskin High School. I left Ruskin I left Ruskin High School my sophomore year, transferred out to Blue Valley North out in Overland Park back in 1995. I'm like, there's only 4 niggas in my school.
Yeah.
But because I'm the nigga that came from South Kansas City, I'm less than. And they was frowning down on me my first year there, because I was the nigga from across the state line, literally. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, that's what they looked at you.
And I'm like, y'all do understand that none of these white people like y'all, right? Okay, right. That's fine. I'm gonna keep wearing my back then today. I'm keep wearing my cross colors and my Malcolm X t-shirts, nigga. I'm keep.
Oh yeah, damn, that was way back in the day. God damn.
I have my big ass purple cross color shirt. I had my motherfucking. I had them heavy ass Charles Barkley's shoes he had, and I had my Malcolm X shirts, nigga. I just.
Oh, nigga, you was living good, bro. I couldn't afford. I ain't had no cross colors or no Barkley.
Hey, I wasn't living good. I wasn't living good. I ain't gonna lie. My parents made a good living. I wasn't living good though.
Hey,
I mean,
don't be ashamed of that, man. It's all
no. I'm saying no. We were living good. It wasn't because nothing I was doing.
Right.
I get what you're saying. My bad. I get what you're saying though. Yeah, my dad was a homicide investigator on the Kansas City Police Department. At that point in time, he was like the only. So you're talking about 90s, so like he was a major, so like one of the few high-ranking blacks on the Kansas City Police Department at that time. My mom, she was a cop. She got hurt, so she got a little cash element from that. But then she was like,
she got her on the job. She okay?
Yeah. Well, she's okay now. She recovered, but now she got other medical.
She got her on the job.
Yeah. They had it was a raid on a medical building or something. You know, they had those revolving doors, and the vacuum from the door, it like slammed on her, so like fucked up her back. Like 2 of her lower vertebrae got cracked. She's in the hospital for a hot minute. Now I think about it.
She got caught up in the jam of the door on the rotating door.
We know, those rotating doors. If they're not locked,
the revolving doors.
If they're not locked, you hear when you push them, you hear that whooshing noise, that vacuum creates.
Yeah.
So it wasn't locked properly. So she went in there, and that shit just closed in on her, and it like fucked her back up. Like I said, she had like 2 cracked vertebrae.
Damn.
So she got paid from that, got her pension from that. Then she went to work for at that time when the Hickman Middle School District was pretty good. She worked in the office, so she had a nice administration position. So yeah, they were doing all right.
What middle school you go to?
Huh?
What middle school you go to?
Smith Hill.
I went to Smith Hill.
You did?
What year?
Well, I graduated in 1995 from high school, so
I did too. Yeah.
You did? Damn, I'm gonna look.
I went to Smith Hill the same time.
Ooh, shit.
I went to Smith Hill.
Damn.
I went to Smith Hill.
Look at these two niggas. They didn't even know they knew each other.
8th grade year. Because
so when you went to 8th grade year, that's when the 8th grade years when it became a real middle school. We had 6th grade.
Yeah, they messed it. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. We went to school together, bro.
I know. I'm realizing this. So
yeah, sure the fuck
I
did.
wish I could remember some of my teachers' names, but I don't.
Only one I remember is my math teacher. I can't remember her name. I remember she's just a little funny looking white bitch, and I can't remember her name. Mr. Dickey, the science teacher. He had that fucked up finger.
Oh, hold on. I don't know.
White cat, he had a real big ass thumb. It was like all bone. And he like some child.
I feel like I remember this.
And he would like purposely dump that motherfucker on the desk to get people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, damn. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this later on. Okay. See some people.
Yeah. This is a conversation for another time.
Yeah, my man. Like, damn. He was like, wait a minute.
We definitely went there at the same time, though. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. All right. Well, hold on. Did you play football?
I played my 7th grade year because I went to Ingalls 6th grade.
Okay, Ingalls.
And then I went Smith Hill 7th grade. I played 7th grade year.
Okay.
Sidra was running back.
Yeah. I was the fullback.
I played wide receiver. I was wide receiver.
I was fullback, and we had that little nigga Anthony. He was our quarterback.
Yeah, that's my homie.
Wow, nigga, wow.
Yeah.
You probably I was fatter back then, but I played fullback and middle linebacker.
I need to see some. Yeah. We got that.
For sure. Because it was like Anthony, and then they had Brandon Byers, remember that light skinned nigga. He was the backup quarterback.
Yep.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, his Hershey.
Anthony Hershey. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, we know the same niggas.
Bro, like I used to kick with him all the fucking time. I knew his whole family. But
I hate to interrupt. We gonna stop. Podcast show going on.
Okay. Perfect segue. We're talking about football. Hey, did Joe go to sleep?
Let's get on that.
He's like, I ain't fucking with y'all niggas talking about this football shit.
Right.
I see.
Joe knocked the fuck out.
Hold on.
I really heard.
I ain't hear shit from Joe.
Hold on.
I've been preoccupied, man. I've been preoccupied.
Okay, but before we get into the Super Bowl talk, let's hear from Kareem Hunt.
Like, this is not the way to do it, dude.
You know what happened to me? Should be playing for a freaking Super Bowl, man. Oh, dude. It hurts.
I was just thinking about that when I was
It hurts my soul. Like, you don't even understand. I've been fighting a lot of shit lately, man. It still hurts me to this day. I love Cleveland, love the Browns, but you don't understand. I'm just the worst person in the world.
like this.
You would think that this nigga would be kicking it so hard.
I didn't hear the first part of it. What the fuck was he talking about to start it off?
So basically, this nigga was out driving up in Cleveland, wherever the fuck. And I think he's a little drunk. And I think he had a little weed on him too. So he got pulled over, and basically he's confessing to the cop in the cruiser that, yeah, man, basically he said he fucked up. He should be playing for a Super Bowl right now. So
that was the audio of him talking to the cop.
Yes. And like Joe said earlier, you don't say how TMZ get that dirt.
He was kicking it in the young lady at the hotel.
He was literally kicking it.
No, he don't. He need to stop kicking it. That's the problem.
Well, you heard, man. It hurt his soul.
SOLE. So
it hurt.
Hey, what Lady Lavender said?
Well, SOUL.
What Lady Lavender said? You think he at this point in time he have a leg up on the competition?
I got soul, and I'm super bad.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's a.
That motherfucker hurt. His spirit is just gone, dog.
If only he would have stood his ground and not been out kicking it, he might be playing for a Super Bowl.
Oh shit! Damn.
So, if you've been under a rock, or you just don't fuck with sports, or you just don't know what the brown ball is, the football Americana is, there's a game happening on Sunday, y'all.
Yeah, it is, man. It's the greatest game. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm kind of running my mouth. I've been drinking. So
I love it. Are you drinking Zimas?
Yeah. I'm drinking a whole lot of Zimas.
Zimas. White Claws.
These niggas, goddamn.
Yeah,
first of all, White Claws is too fucking weak.
A whole lot of fucking Zimas and I saw Bud Light. What they got? A fucking
spritzer.
Some shit. Yeah, I've been drinking a whole lot of those motherfuckers.
Hey, don't worry, Anthony getting drunk off of Michelob Ultras right now.
No, nigga, I am drinking
pomegranate. He got pomegranate Ultras, nigga, on deck.
Jim Beam Fire, dog. I am on Jim Beam Fire tonight.
I do remember that. But yeah, the Chiefs and
what I was going to say.
The Chiefs and the 49ers, they playing the Super Bowl, y'all.
Yeah, man. So. Oh yeah, it's about to be a great. Oh yeah, right. For me personally, I just want to say this to anybody that will fucking listen to it, is that I've been a 49ers fan since I was a little kid. I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri.
I was about to ask you about that.
Very, 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 very much proud to, be a product of the Killer City. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs, I didn't trust them back in the day, but I represent them because, that's the home team. And so this is like, I don't even really give a fuck who wins, man. I'm good either way.
Okay.
I said this shit. I think I was talking to Joe some weeks ago. I don't know. Maybe I might have been talking to somebody else. But
White Claws.
White Claws. But yeah, man. Like to have both teams that I actually fuck with in the Super Bowl, which is crazy.
So
because the 49ers sucked last year and the Chiefs always suck.
So let me interrupt though. How did you
go back?
How did you become a 49ers fan? That's the better question.
I was talking about it. Roger Craig.
Okay.
Jerry Rice, John Taylor.
Yeah.
He was my favorite receiver back in the day was John Taylor. Who you probably don't even know.
I know John Taylor.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know him personally.
Taylor. Yeah.
Number 8 too?
Huh?
Yeah.
Number 8 too?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I know. I mean, I love football. Now, I love football more than basketball. Basketball just stay in shape.
Oh yeah, well, growing up, I was a football fiend.
Yeah.
That's what I played, and I'm a skinny dude. So, and eventually, at some point in time, that shit had to end. But yeah, man, So, anyways,
hey, hold on, Zeb, because I forget. I'm gonna say on the air though. I'm gonna say one more thing, because when we were reminiscing, that nigga Sidra probably could have been in the NFL if he did not want to fucking be the break dance king.
I don't remember him break dancing. What I remember is that
he was so fast.
When I did, because I used to play for, what was it, like the South Suburban division and shit. Yeah, I used to play for them.
Hold on, nigga.
Always
don't
the fastest cat.
Don't say you played for the Raiders, did you?
No, I played for the Redskins.
Okay. I'm about to say.
And then I played I got we won hella Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So I got 4 or 5 of them things. Blah blah blah. Whatever. That's little kid shit.
But that nigga was
but
so
anyway,
fast.
I was always just like the fastest motherfucker on the field, but I was skinny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when we came to middle school. And this dude was, he wasn't skinny.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we was about the same height, but he was just thicker. He was bigger than me.
Yeah.
But he was faster than me.
Nigga.
And I never really come across anybody that was faster than me, to be quite honest with you.
Nigga. That nigga was so fast, nigga.
Yeah.
So fast.
And he wasn't small. He wasn't a little dude. Like, he was, yeah.
Okay, that's all I want to say. It made me think about it. But yeah, that nigga, dog. It would be Sidra left, Sidra right, and we just block, and then every once in a while we throw a pass, nigga.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though.
Motherfucker that you threw a pass.
Yep, there we. I'm asking my brother. My brother probably remember you too. Damon probably remember you.
Damon
Gillians.
Damn, ooh, that sounds. Yeah, I need to see pictures.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. What you see that nigga's glasses? He had them World War II fucking binocular frames, nigga. You like, yes, I remember that nigga. He got better glasses now, and he got contacts. But yeah, he good now.
Hey, Smokey and the Bandit.
God damn it, nigga.
What's up?
Are you awake?
What's up?
We got a long way to go and a short time to get there, niggas. Come on, man.
Talk. Go ahead. Move it on. Move it forward.
Go ahead. Anyway, yeah, so Chiefs, 49ers.
As far as the 49ers and Chiefs, I was going to say, as far as 49ers and Chiefs, I think, you talked about Steve DeBerg. I don't know if Steve DeBerg fits this canon, but we have a long pipeline of 49er quarterbacks coming over to Kansas City. And I find it kind of funny that when we get into the Super Bowl.
But just make
No, it's long.
Montana. It was Steve
Bono and Gerbach.
Bono, yeah.
No, Gerbach played for the Chiefs. I don't know if he ever played for the 49ers.
For the 49ers, yeah.
No,
He came for the 49ers.
I think so.
Dude, do the math. Go back and check, man.
Elvis Gerbach did. Yeah.
GTS.
He didn't. He made
Google that shit,
No.
He
He played for the Ravens after. He played for the Ravens after the Chiefs. For the
Alex Smith, nigga. Alex Smith.
There you go. Yeah. Long enough.
We got a long history of taking 49ers quarterbacks and bringing them over here, man. And so Alex Smith, you know what I'm saying, was
he was the last
who got the 49ers to their last on the cusp of their last Super Bowl.
Right.
Colin Kaepernick took over. He got this team to the point where they were on the point where you know what I'm saying, they just
I felt bad for Alex Smith.
Precipice.
They traded him actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, and I like Alex Smith here, you know what I'm saying, but I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I've come to realize that, mixed quarterbacks are better than him, I guess.
Elvis Gerbach played for the San Francisco 49ers in 1994, 1995.
Mixed brothers be ruling, I guess, apparently, when it comes to Alex Smith.
Hey, just to light Joe, to your point, Elvis Gerbach played for the San Francisco Niners 1994, 1995, and 1996. He came to Kansas City in 1997. Then he did go
play with the 49ers before. Okay,
he played the 49ers before. Then you are right though. He did go to Baltimore in 2001.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
No, but Joe beat me to it. It's like weird because we have a pipeline of quarterbacks that all came
first
from
and foremost, hold on, wait. And now you got to go back a little bit for this, and this has nothing to do with the NFL, but I'm gonna just talk about it anyways, just because. Anyway. There's a long history of Bay Area to Kansas City pipeline.
Yeah.
And it mostly has to do with dope and rock music.
Dope.
Oh,
we gotta bring cocaine back home. Where Frank at?
Wasn't Mac Dre here?
I have I don't know anything about this, but I'm just saying. This is what I heard.
Wasn't Mac Dre here when he got killed?
Yes, Mac Dre was in Canada. Yes.
So, I mean, that.
And Fat Tone was in Vegas, and he was, he was killed by some Bay Area cats. By Mac. One of them Mac motherfuckers. Mac.
One
somebody.
That might be named. The
and then Madison Bumgarner killed the Royals. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a whole different.
Bro, why you had to bring up that?
Because it's the same shit. I think it's San Francisco versus Kansas City.
What's happening?
Just like 2014, man. We got to reverse the curse, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So, look, man. This is my.
Did you pick your allegiance, man? Did you pick your allegiance? Are you with the Yay?
He just said he don't care who wins.
Yeah,
you're on the league.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Zeb.
Bro, this is my dream scenario as far as the Super Bowl is concerned.
They tie, nigga. They can't do that.
No, they can't do that. They can't do that. To be honest with you, I would prefer to see the Chiefs win because they haven't, it's been like forever. You know what I'm saying? And Chiefs fans, motherfuckers are long suffering, and. Yeah, man. So I would totally be happy. I would be happy. I don't necessarily think that that's what's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is that the D is going to be a little bit too much. The 49ers D is going to be a little bit too much. And, it's going to be close. It's going to be a great game, I really think. And that's what I really give a fuck about. But, yeah.
I'm going to tell you what, James put up in our chat group, and I know you're not privy to it, but he put up the defensive stats for the season on both of them.
They're about
and they are about neck and neck. Actually, the Chiefs were up on points per game.
Yeah.
The 49ers gave up 19.4 points per game, whereas the Chiefs gave up 19.2.
Pull up the teams that each team played.
It was on. I'm gonna tell you right. I'm gonna tell you based on the the spreadsheet. No. Zeb. Hear what I'm saying. The spreadsheet also did strength of schedule. It said on strength of schedule, Kansas City was tied for fifth, and 49ers had the 10th best strength of schedule. So according to this data, tied for fifth.
Tied for fifth.
So they had a tougher strength of schedule than the 10th strength of schedule 49ers.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
I'm just saying. I'm saying to you, when people have been making that argument that their defense is doing X, Y, Z. I'm saying people have been making that their defense has been doing X, Y, Z. They had 3 more sacks.
No, the Chiefs' defense been actually really good.
They've been improving
most of the season, actually, man.
And what I want to know is when the 49ers face an offense like this one.
Never, because nobody's ever.
Nobody.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you.
This is the only different offense that they have to face.
You've been saying the defense is going to be the decisive factor. I'm like, no, sir. I think the decisive factor is going to be the quarterback.
Yes. Which quarterback going to show up?
I think that defense wins championships, generally speaking, for the most part.
I think that was true.
I think that Patrick Mahomes is the best. That was true. I think he's the best player in the NFL. Number one. But
in the 90s, that shit was legit, nigga. Right. Fucking 85, nigga. The Bears, nigga. That shit was true.
Yeah.
Nigga, that shit stopped being
So you
true,
saying,
nigga.
so you saying no more?
McMahon that won it.
Time
It was
ago.
defense. Yeah.
You gotta have a defense, but defense don't win championships.
I believe it does. What was the score of the
I believe it did.
Super Bowl
I believe
last
it did
year?
back in
What
the
was the score of the
olden
Super Bowl
days.
last year? Do you remember? I don't.
It was. I feel you. It was a defensive struggle. It was ridiculous. What about the one before that?
Oh God, no. That's
What was the one before that? Like
That's a lopsided.
41 to
the
33.
fucking when the Falcons.
And let me say this. Let me say this to you real quick. Was that defense last year in the Super Bowl, or was that like scattered offenses? Was that like
That was scattered
offenses?
That was the hoodie.
Unfocused offense.
So there was. So neither team had a defense. So it was just bad offense from both teams that made like a fucking 13-9 game or
can't
something.
do it without a win. The Broncos won with a better defense than they had an offense, even though they had a Hall of Fame quarterback. But they had a elite defense. In the last 10 years, other than the Broncos,
first and foremost, whoa. Peyton Manning is a Hall of Fame.
Let me get it out.
Yeah, but he
in
was
the
all
last 10
he was all
years,
fucked up in
name
his
one
last
more
leg.
team that had the best defense in the league that won the Super Bowl.
Sorry, say it
That
again.
Broncos team.
Say it again.
Other than the Broncos, name another team in the league that had the best defense in football that won the Super Bowl.
None of them.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think the 49ers have the best defense in the league this year. So I don't know. What I'm talking about is good defense. Or
I think it's Chiefs have a good
to
defense.
great defenses. I'm not talking about who this is. I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a whole lot of fuck about the statistics, the analytics, and all that type of nonsense or whatever. You know, I won't say that it's nonsense because it plays a factor. But I think that the 49ers offense is good enough to score against the Chiefs defense in the way that the 49ers run their offense. And vice versa, the Chiefs offense is also very good. And so what I think is going to...
I think hold on. I think you undersold it. I think when you say it's very good, I think you have elite players. Right on the Chiefs. I think you have an elite quarterback. I think you have a future Hall of Famer quarterback. I think you have a future Hall of Famer tight end. You might.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL.
I think you have a Hall of Fame tight end. I think you have a Hall of Fame tight end.
I think the 49ers also have a Hall of Fame tight end.
I think you have a tight end with the 49ers who has the potential to be a Hall of Famer. I don't think he's done the work that Kelsey has done. So he has a potential. I'll give you that.
I think in a different way he's not.
How long has he been in the league?
I don't think he's been in the league that long.
He ain't been in the league long enough. I think if Kelsey quit tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday. If Kelsey quit Monday, Kelsey's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I agree. I think that he is a Hall of Famer, but I don't know. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's in consideration.
On his current trajectory is a Hall of Fame.
Okay, but that ain't okay. So is his current trajectory? If it ended Monday, he's a guaranteed Hall of Famer. Is that what you're saying?
Nah. I think he's like your tight end over there in San Francisco. I think he's like your tight end.
Okay, but you're asking all the questions and you're answering all the questions that you're answering.
I'm saying to you, I think the Chiefs are not good in those positions. I think they're elite. I think they are generational. And I'm saying to you, I might give you your tight end. Bosa in his first year, I don't think he's at where he needs to be yet. I think he might get there, but I don't think he's there yet. I think he's still got more to learn. Who else is generational on the 49ers?
I just want to say that Garoppolo is not that far off from Mahomes.
You don't think he's that far off?
I'm talking about. You talking about numbers?
No, as far as numbers,
I'm looking at numbers. We've been talking about numbers.
At numbers, yeah, but
16 games versus 14.
Yeah,
correct. I understand that. So 2 more games. I get that. But I'm saying if you're talking about he
ain't never had a season like Mahomes had
never. Right.
I'm talking about this season alone, and I get that Mahomes is out.
Injury. He was injured in 2 different ways in the middle of the season.
I feel you, but I'm still looking at the fact that he had almost 70% completion. Garoppolo did. I'm looking at the fact that.
What was the QBR? That's not even close. That's not near close.
Let me see. QBR.
Patrick Mahomes
Garoppolo. It is. Hold on. It is close. Hold on. It is close. Mahomes has 105.3. Garoppolo has 102.0.
Tell me what's the win percentage?
I'm trying to look here. It doesn't say
the win percentage. What the fuck is that mean?
It doesn't say win percentage. It didn't say that here. All I'm saying is Garoppolo.
They won 13. They were 13-3 versus 14-12.
The only thing that Garoppolo has a staggering number in, he has a staggering number in, which is not good. Which bears good for us is, he has 13 interceptions to Mahomes 5.
Yeah.
So
you can't, with 13 interceptions versus 5, you can't tell me the QBR is the same.
I just said it's 105 point. I just go by what the white man puts on my screen. The white man says that Mahomes has 105.3 and Garoppolo has 102. That's what it says. I just go by that. He also has but Garoppolo has a higher completion percentage than Mahomes.
Joe.
Yeah.
Allow some witnesses and testimony.
I'm listening. I was listening. Y'all were talking. I was listening.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying that's the one glaring thing that Garoppolo has.
No. I see QBR. Look, I'm looking at the stat right now. I see QBR at 58.8. I don't know what the fuck stat you looking at.
I'm looking at QBR. What are you looking at? I'm looking at NFL.
It says 58.8 for Garoppolo.
You said that? Is that QBR? Is that QBR or what is that?
That's quarterback.
Nobody knows.
Listen to me. Nobody knows. Nigga, it's 2019 season stats. It's QBR.
I'm looking at 2000. I will show you my screen.
I don't know.
I will show you my screen.
I'm not a sabermetrician, bro. I'm just telling you what the number.
Because the QBR is that low.
Okay.
QBR is not that low for anyone. That is a different rating.
Oh God. It's 58.8. Whatever the fuck that number is. I know 58.8 is less than 58.9. Nigga, that's all the fuck I know. So it's 58.8 on Garoppolo. Give me a second while I get over here.
So whatever. That's not QBR. That's a different metric.
Nigga, it's QBR. It says
it's quarterback rating.
I know what quarterback. I know what QBR means.
So you see the fuck it says QBR on the fucking screen.
No. I just see your face on the screen, bro. I don't see your phone.
Listen to people, right? I'm a screenshot this so you can see the shit. So y'all understand what the fuck I'm talking to you. It's 76.3 versus what I say 58.8. I'm just. I know. If I'm, it's me. I'm reading stats that I made up. I don't know.
When he went to San Francisco,
I'm looking on Fox News. The QBR is 105.3, 102.
First of all, there's your problem. You're looking on Fox. That's fake news.
Fox Sports is fake news.
Oh, come on, man.
Burn yourself, man. You've been betraying
Tucker Carlson over here looking on Fox News for the stats.
Fox News?
Fox Sports. The same. Fox Sports is not the same thing as Fox News.
Burn yourself.
Come on, dog. I know you ain't how white
like Roger Ailes, sir. Not Roger Ailes.
Yeah, thank you.
Roger Ailes at this bitch. I'm sending the motherfuckers right now. You look for yourself, nigga. It's up on the message.
Anyway,
take a look.
Hey, man, look.
I'm texting you too, Zeb. Here comes Zeb. It's coming.
Yeah, text it. I'm not going to look at it until, like, probably after the Super Bowl or some shit, knowing me.
Okay. But we're going to talk shit in the meantime, I feel you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, let's do it. Hell yeah.
So, like the stats ain't readily available for us.
I know. I'm going to get the same stats.
Go ahead. Stats, win percentage.
Okay, Garoppolo's 58.8.
Mahomes 76.3.
6.3, Mahomes.
Win percentage.
QB the fuck R.
Yeah, that ain't.
Quarterback rating. Nope. QBR.
That's it. Not the quarterback rating. I'm saying the win percentage.
What the fuck QBR
How many,
means, nigga?
What percentage of the games have each quarterback won? That they won
13-3 versus fucking 12-4. What are we talking about, man? I don't understand what we're talking about, man. That doesn't even make sense.
And the thing is, Mahomes didn't play in 2 ends.
Real quick, please. I only need like 10 seconds. So there are more white people in this country than black people. And so there are more white people in the American prison system than black people. However, there is a higher percentage of black people based on the population than white people in the prison system. Do you not understand?
I get what you're saying. I agree with that.
Sir?
What I'm saying is that there's a higher percentage
now I
of
got
black
a question. Now I got a question. Now I got a question.
Patrick
You teaching that on public school system, sir?
What the fuck are you talking about? There's a higher percentage of niggas in prison. We talking about quarterbacks, nigga. What are you talking about, man? Yes, Patrick Mahomes has a
I
higher
asked about
black
win
blood
percentage.
than Jimmy
I was giving
Garoppolo.
you an example of percentages. What percentages mean? You asked me. You were like, "What is win percentage? What does that mean? What is that?" You know. So I'm trying to get you to understand what the fuck. The percentage of the times that you play.
Can we
Nigga,
vote
we
on?
know what the fuck they played. We know that whatchamacallit played 14 games. Of the
Can we vote on?
13 of them.
So what you think is looking at? So passer rating versus QBR are different stats.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
So
I'm just reading the fucking QBR stats.
all right.
I'm reading
we
stats.
agree.
Okay.
Can we go ahead and vote on who we got for Sunday? I just want to know.
I got the Chiefs. All that to say he got the Chiefs.
Right. All that motherfucking argument. And he's still gonna pick the damn Chiefs. What kind of shit? Damn, man.
Yes.
I have to entertain myself.
All right, Joe. What you got? Who you got?
Oh man, I don't know. Now that I don't understand win percentage, I'm a little thrown.
But
I don't know. I didn't take win percentage into account.
Okay.
So,
what you got?
I need to do some studying on what the fuck win percentage means before I can calculate this shit.
So we'll get back to Joe later. We'll get back to Joe later.
Come back
We'll get
around
back to
to
Joe later. We'll get back to Joe later.
Disparity in QBR wasn't enough.
Who's everybody else got?
I
We'll get back to him later.
Recalibrate.
Yeah. Recalibrate, recalculate, do what you need.
Yeah, go ahead and you figure out what you need to figure out, Joe. We'll come back to you.
I might
Go into the laboratory, talk to Dexter.
I don't know what he's talking about, but anyway, I got the Chiefs.
Boy.
Stork, who you got, man?
I got the Chiefs.
Okay. All right. So Zeb and Stork got the Chiefs, and I'm gonna assume that Joe got the Chiefs too. And I got
with
the Saints.
49ers. Oh, wait a minute.
For the Saints. I'm going for the Saints next in two.
Game time decision.
That is it.
I'm going with the Niners.
All right. Zeb going with the Niners. Joe and Stork going with the Chiefs, and I'm going with the Saints in 2021. Okay. All right.
Whoa. The nigga ain't 2021. You going with Tyson? You going with what's his name? What's that dude's name?
Ain't your boy expiration date came up yet?
Yeah.
No, he's still playing.
Taysom Hill or some shit. What's that boy's name?
Taysom Hill. Yeah, he's gonna be still.
That's
Yeah,
who
he's
you going with?
Yeah, he's gonna be with the Saints.
I'm sorry, bro. That window is closed, bro.
No. They're still there.
That window's closed.
I'm telling you, man, we're gonna offer Breeze a nice little contract.
Nice
You
little
trying to give him a contract, but that fucking window is closed, bro.
Okay.
Y'all got y'all one. Enjoy that shit, man. That shit's great.
Right.
Y'all won. I hope y'all enjoyed that.
Okay. Ain't gonna be the only one, I'm telling you.
Okay, so you say.
Go ahead.
But you know what, man? To say something about the Saints, number one, they had Ricky Williams for a time, who's a great human being in and of himself. But anyways, Drew Brees is he's maybe the fourth or fifth best quarterback ever.
No, second. No, third.
Second.
I mean, look. I
would say third.
I really won't argue because it is an argument. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I said fourth or fifth. So boom. You know what I mean? He's great.
I'm gonna say third. Yeah, I'm gonna say third. But go ahead.
No, that's all. That's it. I was just saying he's great. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted you to, have a little something because we're gonna enjoy ourselves on Sunday. And the Saints are gonna be
Yeah, the Aints ain't gonna be playing.
Well, That's all right.
That is true.
Enjoy your little Super Bowl visit.
Visit? Why you hating?
Just a visit.
Yeah, enjoy the little Super Bowl visit because neither one of them is gonna be back next year.
I hope y'all fucking sign that big ass white boy to a contract and he's the second coming of motherfucking Speedo, nigga.
Neither one of them motherfuckers going back, so shit. Oh man.
Go ahead and pay Teddy. Go ahead and pay Teddy.
I don't know about next year, but I know what's happening this year. I know what's happening on Sunday, on fucking February 2nd.
They ain't gonna do nothing.
You dig? No.
Gonna do nothing.
Huh? What?
I'm talking about Breeze. Breeze ain't gonna do the Aints ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah,
okay. This the last time I ever see the Super Bowl, so enjoy that bitch.
Only thing Breeze can do at this point is knock over Dr. Umar's phone, nigga. That's about it.
If that phone is more than 10 yards deep, he ain't gonna hit that bitch.
That's about all you can do.
There better be a motherfucking 6 yard out, nigga.
Shit, he always connects. Shit, he always connect with Thomas, 2025 plus.
Yeah, nigga.
Look at the stat.
Floating in the air forever, nigga.
Look at the stat. Yeah, that ball be scaring the shit out of me sometimes. But
all right, man, just give up. Just pay Teddy Bridgewater his money, nigga.
Gentlemen.
That motherfucker going somewhere else, man.
It's been beautiful.
Yeah, we need to go ahead and wrap it up. Damn, goddamn, how long we been on this motherfucker? God
It's been
damn.
beautiful. I don't know what y'all
I'm gonna cut it up. I'm out. Y'all want to do the rap battle one time?
Bro, I don't give a fuck about a rap battle. I'm gonna see this battle on the 2nd of February on Sunday. That's the only battle, and we can. I mean, this is y'all thing, man. So I don't know. How about a Super Bowl thing? Nah, everybody's gonna be doing their thing. Actually,
yeah.
Anyways, I'm off of here though. I'm done. I'm tired.
All right, bro.
I'm talking.
All right, bro. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Appreciate it.
One love. One love.
Thanks, man. Hey, anytime.
Fellow Thunderbird.
Joe.
Hey man.
Text my number to everybody else so that I'm going with the 49ers. I just want y'all to know I'm going with the 49ers. I changed my mind.
Hey man, I want you to know, man. This podcast was a winner, man, and I think you had a high percentage of the win.
Right.
I don't know what your win percentage was, but nigga. But nigga, I think it was high. It's probably around 83.2 or something like that. Whatever.
Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It felt like 100 to me, but anyway.
Yeah. Good.
Text my number. Text my number to everybody else so that if the Chiefs do win, y'all can give it to me. You know,
I'll fuck around.
Talk shit to me because I don't be on the social media, so you can't find me on there too much.
I know what I mean? And say it on the podcast and let humanity holler at you.
Word, yeah. Let's do it.
Humanity.
Let's make it happen that way.
Damn.
Straight up.
But for real, Sunday I am going for the Chiefs.
I'm thinking, because ain't nobody else talking, ain't nobody else speaking no real shit. So I'm thinking, see, 7 times 4 is 28. 28 to somewhere around 23, 24, somewhere around there. It's going to be close. It's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, 20. Okay, 20, 24.
Somewhere around there.
Right. Yeah, right on.
Fuck that. 42 to 10.
I'm going to tell you like this.
Yeah. Talk that shit. Yeah, talk it.
If the Chiefs are leading, the Chiefs are winning.
Hey.
Make a statement. Come on.
Hey,
nigga, if the Chiefs are trailing, the Chiefs are winning. The only way it's gonna be close is if the Chiefs are trailing.
Hey, we can argue about rating systems, but I know the last time Garoppolo played the Chiefs, that nigga's knee exploded. That's all I do know.
Boom.
I think that was Tom Brady
No, that was Garoppolo.
Hey, one more factor. One more
That
factor.
nigga went out of bounds and he tried to dip the shoulder and that nigga fucking just crumbled. I remember. I was like, ooh, what was he doing?
Y'all gotta keep D Ford online too, man. On sides.
Yeah, keep D Ford on sides.
Yeah,
D Ford's on sides, nigga.
Hey,
I hope that nigga line up in the backfield again at a crucial moment.
Tell him he's a 49er, not a Chiefs.
Hopefully there aren't any referees on the field for this Super Bowl.
You talking about?
And
damn,
it ain't gonna be a whole bunch of fucking offsides and fucking defensive pass interference.
Ain't Bosa a boxer? Ain't he a Trump supporter? Ooh,
I don't
you with that MAGA nigga?
Who he supports?
You with that MAGA cat? You can't.
Who owns the Chiefs? Who does he support?
Huh?
Who owns the Chiefs?
I just know Tyreek Hill child abuser. So
yeah.
I'm out of here. I
know that Aaron Hernandez is a murderer. That doesn't happen.
Damn, Zab just left. That nigga just hit the end, nigga. Did Zab do the Thanos snap on us?
Yeah, he out.
He might have.
All
That's all right. Thanks. Hey, Zab. Thanks for bro. Thanks for getting on.
Oh, there you go. Damn.
Bro. I appreciate it. It was a very beautiful time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Holler at y'all on Sunday or Monday, man, and we can do it all over again.
We can do it after this win.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens.
It might be random.
Hey, man, I'll holler at you at the parade, bro.
Ooh, I don't know.
Either way, if there is a parade, if I can get there, I will be there. So
shit,
it doesn't.
I don't give a fuck. I bet.
Exactly.
Let's get on out this piece.
And I'm gonna hit Joe up and ask him for a hat to wear. Or a fucking t-shirt. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right then. Let's take this one on home. Damn.
All right.
He out. Yeah, I'm gonna see my other ass face. Shit. All right then. So there we got it. There we got one guy that I used to go to school with. Didn't know it. Going for the 49ers. That's sad. Everybody else going for the home team. Home team, let's go. Chiefs, let's go. I might cry, dog. These niggas win. I ain't gonna lie. But
when the Saints won 10 years ago.
Yeah, that is that. So once again, thank you for your time, everybody. Brothers Breaking Bread podcast. Triple B's in the house. Never ever miss an opportunity to break bread with your brothers. Thank you for your time. Once again, you can find us on all your social media, whether it be Twitter, Gmail, damn, I messed up. Wow. Just find us on Twitter. Find us on Twitter. We'll find you. You can also find our show on all your podcasts and sites, whether it be iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. Whatever, man. If you listening and you like the show, I know you like the show because I heard other shows, and our show is better than them other shows. So tell your friends about it. That way y'all can all sit around and laugh and joke that, oh, these niggas are laughing about different rating systems. We love it. Go Chiefs.
Right.
All right. Points have been made. Thank you guys. And like we said before, man, I do love y'all and I appreciate your time. Rest in peace, Kobe. Also, we didn't get a chance to get into it. Rest in peace, Reggie Story. He passed away recently. When I came back from deployment, working at Cred, along with James, dealing with my shenanigans and being a little fucked up in the head. I appreciate them dealing with me, helping me get me right, showing me love, and also just showing me how to be a better human. He will be greatly missed. So rest in peace, Reggie. Love you, dog.
Rest in power.
Rest in power. True. Y'all enjoy that football. Who knows? I mean, I might be drunk, but if we get on, I might start texting niggas and say, let's get on Skype. I don't know.
Bet.
Yep.
Let's broadcast.
All right. Casey Stewart, half the Buzz of Doom, Joe Jeff, 10 meters in the house. Thank you for listening. Triple B's, we out.
Yeah.
break bread with your brothers whenever possible.